I like Marvel. I love DC. You're ready to go. You're ready to go.
He's been asleep for 5,000 years.
You find us a cell that can hold him, we'll take care of the rest.
You have fought so much time for Black Adam to have his own movie, and you assembled this great cast. I've interviewed them before. They're amazing. This is a family. I know you're proud of this movie, but I wanted to ask you, what are you most proud of yourself?
Oh, that's a good question. Thank you for putting me right on the spot in the opening question. I would say what I'm most proud of is to have assembled the people around me for this project, because this project for me, Diana is everything. It's Diana, right?
Yeah.
Okay, just making sure. It's my career. This is the one for me. So I'm so proud and grateful that the people who I had surround me, from the cast to production, the studios, our producers, everyone are really exceptional people, the best of the best. For me, it's a culmination of a 20-year career to be able to make Black Adam. So I'm really proud of everyone around me who has taken just as much pride in Black Adam as I have. So it's not like, hey, I'm the only one who cares the most. Everyone cares so deeply about this movie.
I wanted to ask you about this amazing action scene, without spoilers, where we're in a room and it's filled with posters of other superheroes and they get smashed. I love that scene. I want all the people to see that. What can you tell me about how that was conceived?
I like starting a little trouble.
I know.
I do, in a respectful way, but I have felt for a very long time that DC has just played by the rules. And I mean that respectfully. They have these characters that are beloved in the Justice League. I love them too. I grew up on DC. I was a DC boy. I'm still a DC boy. I like Marvel. I love DC. But the whole idea of Black Adam is being a disruptor. And he doesn't care what your name is, what your costume looks like, if you wear a cape or not, or what your superpowers are. If you come and you try to oppress or harm my people, there's going to be a problem. I've also always liked this idea that if you really looked at Black Adam's powers, he's just as powerful as Superman. And when you realize that, I mean, right there, he's almost right there. But to me, when I found that out, I was like, oh my God, the world should know this, because it changes all of a sudden what the opportunities are. You got a guy who is just as powerful as the most powerful superhero, but a guy who doesn't just take the bad guys to jail. He'll kill the bad guys, which means he'll kill him. I mean, so for me, in that scene that you mentioned, that was a scene that we were like kids. We're like, oh yeah, let's smash that poster, smash that one, smash that one. But ideally down the road, for us at $7 Productions, and in this world of Black Adam, all of these superheroes and supervillains, they all coexist. All of them coexist.
I was reading and looking at some of your interviews that you've done, and I love that one of your castmates called you a puppy, a happy puppy, because you were so happy at the set, bouncing around and being playful.
Sarah.
And I wanted to ask you about that happiness to both of you, because I know you're actors, you have to be professional, but at the same time you have this thing as a fan, as I want superpowers, everybody wants superpowers, and wear a costume. How did you feel on your first day on set?
I'm just happy to be working. And I'm just happy to be working with good people and talented people and sweet people that are supportive. And it's impossible to not be happy in an environment like that. And then to be a part of a world like Black Adam, which is huge, right? Because of the comics, but also just the world that they've constructed for this first story and the way that it tells the story of Black Adam and the Justice Society in the context of the situation that we're all engaging in.
But also know, like, you as a person, bro, like, you bring so much levity to, like, any room that you're in.
Oh, thank you.
You know, so it's like when Noah's, like, excited and, like, gassed to fucking, like, be there, it's like, wow, like, okay, I'm gonna try to do a smidge of that, brother. Like, you know, like.
Nah, thank you.
I read something very beautiful that you said about the movements of your character and how you as an actor have to embrace like the movements of your character while your character is learning how to use her powers at the same time, right? And you say you felt really comfortable with that. And I wanted to ask you about that because that's not easy. Like, it's a job, but that doesn't mean that you're gonna find that point where you're gonna be yourself there.
Oh, my heart. Don't make me cry.
So good.
For me, yeah, it was like a very personal journey because me as a person, I tend to like disassociate like from my body and like myself quite a bit. But when it came to Cyclone, and that was her whole thing, is her being so comfortable in her skin and in her body and in her movements and still figuring out her movements. It was just like this really symbiotic moment where I just like kind of fully gave myself to it and just really trusted it and didn't like second guess what, you know, I thought was right or what looked the best or what would make me be perceived in a certain way. And I think that's what Cyclone taught me like throughout this whole film, is just to trust and to like be authentic and to really just like trust that preparation. But that's a very beautiful question. Thank you for asking.
You're welcome. I wanted to ask you about your director,
Jaume
Collet
Collet.
Serra. What was the best direction that he gave to you that you're gonna treasure that for life?
I adore Jaume. Jaume, this is my second project with him. And, you know, one of the best direction, he gave me the funniest direction I'd ever received. There was a scene, it was just really, really hot. And, you know, Jaume, he's Spanish, he's to the point, he's very blunt.
Yes.
And he literally came up to me and he went, "What are you doing?" I go, "What?" He goes, "Are you asleep?" I go, "Oh." He goes, "Do something." And I just loved it so much.
Like, what are you doing?
It was just, anyway, I love him.
He's awesome. He just has such a sort of quiet, humble personality. But she's right. He's very direct and to the point, which I love because you don't waste time. He's like, just, you know, that's okay. Like, can it be better? It can be better. All right, let's do it. You know, but he is very clear about what he needs and makes you feel very comfortable with trying to take risks and chances, because with this kind of film, you need to trust a lot. You need to trust the stunt team, the VFX team. You need to trust that you're not going to look foolish, and he gives you that assurance. But yeah, I mean, we'll work with Jaume any day.
Talking about the costumes, well, you have a costume.
She's got a costume. Adriana, she's got a look.
She had a
Come
cool
on now.
style. It was a little.
We were very like we were really inspired by, like, you know, Laura Croft meets Indiana Jones, that kind of thing. You know, she was a common person. She had to be a fighter, so her outfit was, you know, more utility.
How does it feel to put that costume, besides all the dialogues that you have to learn, besides the maybe the things that were constructed for the movie, wearing that I think that changes your mind, right?
Yes, well, you know, I mean, you're gonna have a very different, you know, putting on the Hawkman, that means a lot, but just in terms of Adriana, you know, I'm really honored to play her. You know, she's a common person, she's one of the people, and right now I just feel like it's the common people, the common man, the working man who needs the most representation worldwide. So for me, it's just a real honor to be able to portray that. Not to mention, I was comfortable when these guys were all miserable. So I was not jealous. I was not jealous.
Yeah. I mean, for me, I've said this before and I'll say it again because I truly believe it. Because of what it means and represents, what it took to get there, and then what doors it will open and how it will change people's minds later. Putting on that costume is truly emblematic of putting on dreams. You know, a lot of people would not necessarily see me in that costume, but because I've been given this opportunity, there are a lot of other people that are going to believe in their own opportunities, right? So there's a great responsibility and great honor to carrying that costume that I hope to shepherd well. But for me, it just means so much. Been in the business for 33 years, getting to a point like this, and you get to actually see it come to fruition. It means so much. Yeah, you know, it's a lot. It's a lot.
I'm gonna cry. I'm just so happy for you. We did another project with each other a few years ago, so it's like it's really cool for us to sort of experience this. It's like, little did we know in New York, shooting in like Yonkers, which is
we're
one
gonna
of
be
the
on a
biggest
world tour one day. The biggest movie of our lives.
New York. We're like, we're gonna do this. So
Yeah.
I'm proud of you. We ran out of time, but I wanted to tell you
Let's do another one.
I know the story about your character that he awakens 5,000 years in the future. If you could have something material to bring with you in your real life to remember what you've lived in that time and now you're in another one, what would it be?
Oh, wow. All right, this sounds really, I don't know what it's going to sound like, but it's the only thing that comes to mind. If I had to go in the future and I had to take one thing, it wouldn't be one thing, but it would be two things. It would be the wedding ring from my first marriage, and I got a divorce, and it would be my current wedding ring in my second marriage. And if I continue acting up, I'll get a divorce. But I would take those two rings because they just represent the things that are most important to me in my life, which are my children. So I would take my two rings.
An iPod, something that I could just like play music on.
That is so good.
Yeah.
An iPod?
I'm gonna have to take that one.
Yeah.
Yeah, an iPod.
That's crazy. Imagine 5,000 years from now, everything's different, nothing's the same, the music's not even the same, it's probably buried and forgotten. The
just,
only
like-
connection that you have to the past.
Excellent.
That's crazy.
That was great. That was so good.
I'm about to get emotional, bro.
So deep.
No, it's just like, it's sad. It's a sad thing to imagine how lonely that would be.
There's like no one else on earth, and you're just like Rage Against the Machine. Like,
Right. Yeah, you play like the hits, like you play like Low. Remember what it was like to be in middle school or high school or something.
Thank you for sharing that. Thank you.
Thank you.
Again.
Yeah, it's good to meet you.